шугай jacket. The pleats in the back create the shapes of a bird, an important symbol of Russian culture. The buttons were often made from silver, gold, animal, and precious stones. Sometimes the button cost more than the clothing itself. Спасибо. Novgorod. Кокошник is a traditional headdress worn only by married women in northern Russia. It's completely covered the hair and shape changed from region to region. The golden color embodies the sun and abundance. Спасибо, Мариночка. Arkhangelsk province, a young woman costume. Girls traditionally wore only one braid decorated with ribbons and nagosnik. Скажи nagosnik. Так. After engagement, part of the head would be covered with a special ornament. Спасибо. Arkhangelsk province, a married woman's costume. After marriage, women wore two braids arranged around the head like a crown and never go out without a headdress again. Спасибо. Санкт-Петербург province. Спасибо. Хорошо. For wedding, Russian women traditionally wore many bright colors, but not white, never white. You can see an old embroidery technique at the crown using cords, pearls, beads, and stones. Even if the stones were later removed, the embroidery itself remained beautiful. Спасибо. Вологда. Luxury fabrics once arrived in Russia from France and England. Silk came from the east along the Silk Road. Freshwater pearls from Northern River were used in embroidery and jewelry. Some pearl headdresses were so valuable they could cost as much as several cows. Спасибо. Торжок. Please notice the sleeve of the jacket. One sleeve is much longer than the other. This unique style existed only in this region, in Tverskaya губерния. Спасибо. Торопец. The cone-shaped decoration on the kokoshnik symbolized fertility and family prosperity. Large families were extremely important for survival in the North climate. Спасибо, Вероника. Moscow province. There's a Russian proverb: you cannot work with loose sleeves. Some festive garments had sleeves that reach almost to the floor. Such clothing showed that the person did not engage in physical labor. Спасибо. Now we travel south of Moscow. Russian traditional costume developed two main silhouettes: a cone in the north and a cocoon in the south. Tula. This is the costume of a young married woman before the birth of her first child. The skirt is decorated with a tiny bells, колокольчики, сзади на юбке, на паневе, that created a soft sound of while walking. Special decoration called Pushkin on the headdress were believed to protect women from gossip and negative words. After the birth of the first child, the decorations were removed and never worn again. Спасибо. Kaluga. The embroidery pattern of skirt could indicate a woman's region and social status. Traditional embroidery protected important part of the body, the collar, sleeves, and the hem. The beaded panel, сзади, позатыльня, on the back served not only as a decoration, на голове, but also featured a protective symbolic pattern that, according to tradition, shield the wearer from unwanted attention and the evil eye. Вот так. Спасибо. Воронеж. In southern Russia, black embroidery became traditional because of the rich black soil known as a chernozem. This was seen as a symbol of great aid to Mother Earth. Спасибо. Рязань. This headdress is called a horn kichka, рогатая кичка. The horn-like shapes symbolized fertility, nature, and life. Some of these headdresses were extremely heavy, sometimes weighing up to 5 kilograms. Young women traditionally wore red. Became an Old Russian, because in Old Russian the word red also means beautiful. В старом русском слово «красное» означает еще и «красивый». Belts were extremely important in Russian culture. A person without belt was believed to lack inner balance and discipline. However, in northern Russia, people tied the belt over the skirt, like me, to prevent the expensive sarafan fabrics from wrinkling. Спасибо. Russian women like to dress up, sometimes overdressed, but this has historical roots. In many European countries, bright colors were all once restricted to the upper social classes. But in Russia, even peasant women could wear vivid color and rich decoration. And that's why Russian festive costume became so bright, expressive, and joyful. I would like to introduce the folklore group Kalinka and its director Irina Grasmik.